You were the strongest soldier ever created. You saved the world, but it cost you everything. You start as nothing, not a hero, not a legend, not even someone anyone expects to survive. You are a weak soldier in the United States Army. Your body is thin, your lungs burn after short runs, your muscles fail long before others even start to struggle. In training camps, you fall behind constantly. When everyone else finishes drills, you're still trying to catch your breath. Sweat soaks your uniform, your hands shake, your vision blurs. Other soldiers notice. They laugh, they whisper. Sometimes they shove you out of the way just to remind you where you stand. Officers don't bother hiding their disappointment. You see it in their faces when they look at your file. You hear it in their voice when they call your name. On paper, you're expendable. In reality, you're already written off. They call you dead weight. You hear it all. Every insult, every joke, every quiet comment meant to make sure you know you don't belong. You never respond, because despite everything, despite the pain, the humiliation, the certainty that you were born weaker than the men around you, you believe in something simple, something stubborn, something deeply human. You believe serving your country matters. You believe sacrifice has meaning. You believe being willing to die for something makes a man worth something. That belief is the only thing keeping you upright. So when the Army announces a classified experimental program, something off the books, something dangerous, something no one wants to touch, no one expects you to volunteer, and no one expects you to be chosen. The program isn't for heroes, it's for test subjects. They don't treat you like a soldier anymore. You are a lab rat. They strip you down, they scan you, they measure you, they catalog every weakness, every flaw, every failing your body ever had. They lock you inside a transparent chamber, suspended in place where you can't move, can't scream loud enough to matter. Tubes pierce your skin as chemicals are pumped directly into your bloodstream. Liquid fire tearing through your veins, your bones are stressed until they feel like they're about to snap. Your organs are pushed past failure. Swelling, breaking, rebuilding in real time. Machines restrain you, rewrite you, reconstruct you piece by piece, while doctors observe from behind the glass, calmly taking notes as if you're already dead. You scream, sometimes you black out, sometimes you bleed. At one point you feel your heart stutter. Slow, uneven, wrong. You see doctors exchange looks, fingers hovering over switches, already deciding whether you're worth saving. You realize then that survival was never guaranteed. It was optional. You almost die, more than once. And every time your heart nearly stops, someone calmly adjusts a setting and lets the process continue. When the process finally ends, you don't recognize yourself. Your reflection feels wrong. You are alive. You're faster than gunfire, stronger than steel. You can survive impacts that would turn ordinary men into paste. Cold doesn't slow you. Pain barely registers anymore. It's distant, muted, like it belongs to someone else. The Army didn't fix you. They replaced you. You are the first successful super soldier, and that is the exact moment your life stops being your own. You think this is it. You think you'll finally get to serve, finally stand shoulder to shoulder with other soldiers as an equal. Instead, you're dressed in a blue and red bodysuit designed to mirror the colors of the United States flag. Your scars are covered, your pain is hidden. They place a vibranium shield in your hands and tell you what it represents. Strength, freedom, protection. You're cleaned up, polished, made presentable. Cameras flash on your face. You're printed on posters. Your name is repeated in speeches. Politicians shake your hand while standing just far enough away to feel safe. You're now a mascot of the country and its defense forces. You don't fight wars, you sell them. You stand on stages while real soldiers ship out without you. You watch recruitment numbers rise while you stay behind. You praise for battles you never fought and victories you never earned. And every cheer feels heavier than silence. You smiled for crowds, you stand still while people chant your name. You're told what to say, where to stand, when to nod. They call you hope. They call you proof. They call you the future. Behind the scenes, everything changes. You're no longer deployed with units. You're sent alone. Classified missions. No witnesses, no reports. Targets are eliminated completely. Sometimes it's enemy facilities. Sometimes it's entire teams. Sometimes it's people who are simply labeled problems. Not evil, just inconvenient. It eats at you. This isn't what you signed up for. This isn't defending anyone, but you follow orders anyway. Because you're a patriot. Because you were trained to obey. Because obedience is the only thing you were never allowed to outgrow. In public, you're praised. Soldiers salute you. Civilians cheer when they see you on screens. Behind closed doors, you hear the real word they use. They call you weapon, a killing machine. You're feared, you are respected, you are deployed when something must disappear. When there's no mission, you're stored, kept available, monitored, controlled. You're not allowed to meet civilians, not allowed to walk among common people, not allowed to speak to anyone without clearance. You're not allowed to meet any woman, not allowed to form attachments, not allowed to live like a human being. You exist only until something must disappear. Days blur into containment. Training without purpose, silence without rest. You begin to realize that being invincible doesn't mean being free. It just means you can endure more of the same. You have no home, no private life, no future beyond the next order, until her. She isn't impressed by what you can do. She doesn't flinch at your strength or stare like you're something unnatural. She talks to you like a person. She sees the exhaustion behind your posture, the guilt you never talk about, the loneliness you've learned to hide. You meet her on a secret mission. She's a covert agent, trained, sharp, and just as isolated as you are. In a world of orders and protocols, she treats you like a man, not an asset. With her, you laugh quietly. You imagine mornings without alarms, a life where your name isn't classified. It's fragile, unrealistic, and for the first time, that feels okay. For the first time, you imagine a life that isn't scheduled, authorized, or classified, and then one day you hear the news. She's dead. Killed during a covert operation. No ceremony, no public acknowledgement, no headlines, just another redacted file. Something inside you shuts down after that. Hope was a luxury you were never meant to keep. Years pass, wars rise and fall. You're activated when destruction is required and frozen when it isn't. Time blurs together. Faces change, orders don't. Until the final day, a global threat appears, something beyond any single nation. Hydra, the ancient enemy of S.H.I.E.L.D., makes its final move. While S.H.I.E.L.D. exists to protect the Earth from threats the world is never meant to see, Hydra exists to end it. Led by the Red Skull, they launch a plan designed to erase all of human civilization. An unmanned aircraft, loaded with enough explosives to end the world. It's set on a collision course with the Earth's future. Systems calculate probabilities, generals argue, risk assessments are made. You're denied permission to engage from your seniors. Too dangerous, too uncertain, unacceptable loss. You don't wait. With the help of the only person who still remembers who you used to be, Bucky, your best friend and the pilot, there was a time when Bucky wasn't your friend. Hydra captured him and experimented on him, injecting him with their own version of the super soldier serum. It made him stronger, faster, nearly impossible to kill, but it also made him their weapon. They sent him on missions that erased people, places, and entire squads without leaving a trace. You met him on one of those missions. You were sent to stop Hydra. He was sent to stop you. You fought like enemies, tearing through steel and concrete until you realized something was wrong. He wasn't fighting with purpose. He was fighting like a man being controlled. When Hydra decided to eliminate him to erase evidence, you chose to save him instead. That was the day he stopped being their weapon. And from that day on, he became your friend. Another super soldier, strong, deadly, but still human enough to remember what both of you had lost. With the help of your friend, you fly above the bomb-loaded aircraft. Wind screams past the cockpit as the target fills the horizon. You don't hesitate. You leap from the sky onto the moving plane. Reinforced glass shatters beneath your impact. Alarms scream. Metal groans as the aircraft fights to stay airborne. There's no extraction plan, no backup, no scenario where you live. You know that. You fight through the aircraft and shut down the engines, forcing it off course. The plane plunges into the ocean. The explosion happens far from land. The world is saved, and you are gone. No cameras capture it. No speech follows. No poster is printed. You don't die as a symbol. You don't die as propaganda. You don't die as a weapon. You die as the only thing you ever wanted to be. A soldier who chose to save people. Your entire life was sacrifice. And your death, sudden, final, unrecorded, it's the first thing that was truly ever yours.